You've seen them online. Sprinting full speed across rooftops, leaping over 7-foot walls like it's a warm-up, obeying military hand signals without hesitation. Tracking, biting, releasing, resetting flawlessly. And you think, wow, that's one smart dog. But here's the part no one tells you. That same genius doesn't clock out. It doesn't turn off. And it will outthink you daily. Because this isn't just a dog. This is the Belgian Malinois. And it's not just brilliant, it's relentless. There's a reason militaries and police units don't just train Malinois. They work with them, partner with them, depend on them. Because this breed doesn't just respond to logic, it outpaces it. The Malinois doesn't wait for instructions. It predicts them. Sometimes it acts before you do. And if you hesitate, it's already halfway through the next move. You open the door to your apartment. You set your keys down. And your new Malinois puppy is already analyzing your tone, your posture, your patterns. It learns your routine in 24 hours, then tests it for weaknesses in 48. You skip structure for a day? The dog spirals. Not because it's disobedient, but because it's too smart to sit idle. It wants clarity, direction, a mission. And if you don't give it one, it'll invent its own. That's why trainers joke, you don't own a Malinois, you survive one. Because here's the hard truth. You're not just giving this dog commands. You're being evaluated every second. The Malinois doesn't care what you say. It cares who you are. Are you consistent, calm under pressure, clear with your boundaries? If not, it will lead. Not because it's dominant, but because it thinks you've lost control. You become the student, the follower. But if you do lead, if you bring structure, energy, calm, that's when the magic starts. The Malinois doesn't just obey. It syncs, anticipates, aligns. Your voice becomes optional. Your presence becomes everything. And that's a level of connection most owners never experience. But here's where it gets real. The Malinois doesn't stop at reading behavior. It reads emotions. You flinch at a stranger on the street. It moves before you do. You tense during an argument. It stands between you and the threat. Your heartbeat spikes. It notices. Your shoulders tighten. It's already adjusting position. This dog doesn't wait to be told. It feels you, which means if you're unstable, it becomes unstable. If you're angry, it resists. If you're inconsistent, it takes over. That's not a training flaw. That's genius without leadership. And genius without leadership becomes destruction. That's when couches get destroyed. That's when the backyard looks like a battlefield. That's when surrender forms get filled out in shelters. Not because the dog was broken, but because it was too brilliant for the wrong environment. This breed was never meant for the average household. It was built for war, for crisis, for clarity under pressure. And unless your life mirrors that intensity, you'll always be chasing control and never quite catching up. But what happens when you do earn it? When the dog finally believes in you? That's when the Malinois becomes more than a pet. It becomes your mirror. It reads your thoughts like muscle memory. It adjusts its breathing to your pace. It follows your intention, not your voice. And in a moment of chaos, it makes the right decision without being told. This is why handlers don't say they train the Malinois. They say they become worthy of it. Because the dog doesn't want a leader who's loud. It wants a leader who's present, steady, capable. And if you meet that standard, you don't just get a well-behaved dog. You get a creature that will run into danger without blinking, just to keep you safe. You get a bond deeper than words, stronger than fear. But here's the emotional gut punch. The Malinois won't give you that loyalty for free. You have to earn it every single day. Through structure, through calm, through presence, through getting up early when you don't want to, through staying patient when it tests you, through becoming someone it can trust. And if you fail, it notices, and it adjusts. This is not a dog that tolerates weakness. It adapts to fill the void, and sometimes that adaptation looks like chaos. But if you succeed, if you show up every day without fail, then you'll see something rare. A dog that doesn't just protect you. It believes in you. It defines itself through you. It reshapes your sense of discipline, and it gives you a level of partnership most people will never understand. Because this isn't a trend. It's not a power fantasy. It's not a flex. This is a genius superdog. And if you're not ready for it, it'll break you before it bonds with you. But if you are ready, Then prepare for the most rewarding, challenging, brutally honest, and life-changing experience you'll ever have with an animal. Because the Belgian Malinois doesn't just walk beside warriors, it turns the right people into them.